Yo, Big Kish back up in here. This is some nasty work, y'all. Some nasty work, man. Kanye West, as we know, been fumbling lately, man. This dude, I'm telling you, something's going on up here. We got Geek about it, man, giving us a story, some insight on what's going on with Kanye West's brain, man, because him linking up with Top 5, linking up with Act, he's spiraling, bro. He's bugging. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all know I like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Kanye wasn't just close to his mother, Donda West. She was his everything, his manager, his mentor, and most importantly, his best friend. He proudly called himself a mama's boy, but their story runs much deeper than most people know.
Check it out, y'all.
Donda West wasn't your average mom. She was a college professor, an English scholar, but still worked 2 other jobs just to make ends meet. And despite her busy schedule, she never missed a moment in Kanye's life. She volunteered at his school, knew all of his friends, and had strict rules to keep him safe. No hanging out on street corners, no riding the L train, and no aimlessly going outside to play. If her son left the house, he had to say exactly where he was going and who he'd be with. She was serious about her promise to protect Kanye from the dangers of growing up in Chicago. She had people looking out for him while he was chasing his music dreams.
She said, I got a son that do music, and I want you to get around him. His name is Kanye West. I said, yes, ma'am.
But tragically, the real danger wasn't outside. It was something much closer to home. It was the trauma inside the home that left the deepest scars. In a now infamous tweet, Ye opened up about finding adult magazines in his mother's closet as a kid, and many brushed it off as another Kanye moment, but it wasn't a lie. In her book Raising Kanye, which was published before her passing, Donda West confirms the story. She wrote about a time somewhere between the 1st and 8th grade where her son brought one of those magazines to school and passed it around for other boys to see. When the teacher asked where it came from, he said, "My mother's closet."
He's kind of, he took a liking to adult material early on.
Ah, that's very tactfully put, Ellen. Yeah. Right.
Because didn't he get in trouble? Didn't he go to school and bring something to school he wasn't supposed to?
Yeah, he did bring a magazine to school. He took a magazine to school, and I guess that wasn't so bad. The bad part was that he got caught passing it around.
Children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear.
Children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear. Listen.
Mimic what they see, and Kanye was no different. He was exposed to things too early, things no child should ever see. In an unreleased song called Mama's Boyfriend, he hints at overhearing his mom with a partner.
It took me 33 years of my life to write it. It means a lot to me. And it's called Mama's Boyfriend. You ain't interested in me, you just trying to fuck my mom. We are the voices of our parents' bad choices. But the door was locked and the TV up so loud, I scream out, I ain't going to sleep no time soon. And when I do, I'm sleeping in my mama room.
And in another tweet from a couple weeks ago, he talks about hearing his mom and the babysitter. All of this stirred up a deep curiosity.
I was traumatized by it because it wasn't like something, you a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just do what you see, and then you're told that it's wrong afterwards. And then you're told it's wrong, and then you're made to be embarrassed about what you did, and you meant, or it's like, this is who you are for the rest of your life.
This experience made Ye hypersexual at a young age, but he kept it all hidden. By the 9th grade, Donda found an explicit video in his...
Told you, children are very, very impressionable. And if they get in the wrong impressions at a young age, that effect is more heavier later on in their adult years.
Room, which was so graphic, she said it was too much for even adults. She had him write a paper about the effects of explicit content on teenage boys, but it was already too late. He had begun to struggle with a deep, personal shame. Shame that made him question his masculinity and question himself. Once he got to high school, some people began calling Kanye gay, and it hurt him to the core because he already carried confusion inside himself. That pain turned into homophobia, a defense mechanism to push back against what he feared about himself.
I used to deal with that when I was in high school. And what happened is it made me kind of like homophobic because it's like I would like go back and like question myself, like, damn, why does everybody else walk like this and I walk like this? So why is then you start just looking, because you don't realize until you're in high school, people like, yo, fam, look at you. Look at how you act. If you see something and you don't,
Yo, fam, look at you.
if you see something and you don't want to be that because it's such a negative connotation towards it, you try to separate yourself from it so much. Like anybody that was gay, I was like, yo, get away from me. And it's kind of like I was racing to try to find that constant masculine role model right there.
In a 2007 GQ interview, he said, "I've always had an issue with masculinity. I'm like, I hope this person isn't looking at me like I'm an F-word just because I have some feminine ways." When he later spoke out against homophobia, you could see it in his eyes. It came from a deep personal place. He wasn't just preaching, he was pleading.
Everybody in hip hop discriminates against gay people. To me, like, that's one of the standards of hip hop. I wanted to tell my rappers, just tell my friends, like, yo, stop it, fam.
Because hindsight is always 20/20, everything starts to make sense. Why he hated that South Park joke so much.
Everywhere I go, people pants smaller than mine. And I'm the one who, you eat fish sticks.
Why he was calling other people the F-word in his DJ Academics interview, but he wanted Academics to cut out the part where he called himself.
Could you take out when I call myself the F-word? And I was just like, it's interesting. It felt like Ye didn't want to refer to himself as the F-word. Even though it was down.
He going through some, dang, bro. Dash, he really needs help. And when you got all them billions of dollars, when you got the millions and billions of dollars, what that do is it enhance who you really are. You know what I'm saying? If you're a drunk, you get $1 million, you're gonna be $1 million drunk. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works.
I refer to everybody else, and I was like, okay.
He's a man carrying countless years of pain, confusion, and shame. And while the world watched him become a star, inside he was still that little boy. Confused, curious, and carrying a secret no one knew about. And the saddest part is, so many people mocked him for opening up. But Kanye's story isn't unique, it's actually incredibly common. But too often, we stay silent out of fear, shame, or judgment. When someone speaks out, we need.
Hey, those people that could just cry at the drop of a dime. They dealing with stuff, you know what I'm saying? They dealing with years and years of trauma. 50 Cent. He know how to cry off the drop of a dime. They say, oh, yeah, these are acting skills. Nah. He told you he go back into his mind and he go back into a place when he was a child. This stuff is serious, man. We wonder, you see how 50 Cent be acting all online? That stuff come from trauma. But it exudes itself in certain ways. 50 Cent, it shows through his trolling. Kanye West, it shows through him doing this. He do wild stuff, but all this stuff is ways. This is how they cope with what they dealing with. This is how they show it off. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, he deal with it by picking on people. You know what I'm saying? Telling you, this stuff is deep.
We need to listen. We need to embrace, not ridicule, because healing only begins when truth is spoken and accepted.
And far too often is that there haven't been a place where people that can open up and speak, because we always got people like Cameron, Mace, what, you know, them jokesters out there. Nah, what? You did what? What happened to you? And this is what people are afraid of. They're afraid to be ostracized out of the group when they confess what they've been through. This is why everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, this is why most people hold it in, because they don't want to be excluded from out of the group. You're gonna have them people that just joke on you. Guess what? They dealing with something too. And that's the way that they get off. They think people could see it. You know what I'm saying? So the way they reflect is, yeah, I'm about to joke on all of them, but they dealing with something they self. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the video, man. Shout out to Geek about it, man. He be cooking. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.